What is going on, my friends, and welcome back to another video on the channel. Well, I will let you guys know that tomorrow I will be back on screen, back behind the camera, as my doctor did clear me. Again, I had an incident a few days ago, so I'm stuck in bed, but I will be back very, very soon. But with that being said, Cardano has been making some great moves, and it's been moving basically exactly how we've been saying it would this entire run. So let's talk about what we can expect in the future, what I'm expecting from the price, and what I'm looking out for in the upcoming short-term and mid-term future here. So let's talk about what we saw yesterday. So whenever I made yesterday's video, we were right around here, and as it was moving up, I was starting to just kind of say, okay, look for this pullback, look for the retracement, look for us to interact with our EMAs and around some of our fib retracement levels, and that's exactly what happened. And so what we saw again was we came up and we didn't even remotely come down to touch any of these retracement levels on the long term, but you can see that that 20 EMA worked itself all the way up past our 382, and then from there we established support within this range. Now we actually did get caught on a 1 hour EMA, but on the 4 hour we were still very close there. And so what we saw again is I said that if we were to see the price start to fall, I wouldn't be confident, and if you wanted to play it safe, I wouldn't be buying until we cleared our 786, which is going to be right here at about $2.53. Well, as you can see, we came up, we tested it as resistance, established support on our 0.5, boom, rocket fuel, we cleared the 786. That would have been a great buy there. From there, about a little 5% gain in just a day, which is great. You know, I would say not even a day, that's about 12 hours. So definitely congratulations to anyone who did take on that trade. Of course, that's a big trade right there. And yeah, so let's talk about what we can expect now, what it's looking like, and what things are happening as we are speaking right now. So what I can see is that we're starting to find some resistance at the 1.272. Now this is going to be, of course, our fib extension again off of this swing high down to the swing low, and that's a sign to me that we're starting to see the price slow down a bit. Now what I mean by that is if we look at some of our previous swing high to swing low events, let's talk about maybe this one, swing high to swing low. We can see that as we've been approaching this 1.272 recently, we're smashing through it. Smash through it, establish support, continue upwards, right? So we saw it on that most recent swing high, swing low event. We go here, swing high, swing low, we get to this 1.272, smash through it, establish support, continue upwards. If we go back out, boom, we even go to some of these lower moves down here, right? We're coming here, we're going swing high, down to swing low, and as we are getting to that 1.272, smash through it, establish support, continue upwards. So this is the first time within this run that we are starting to see the price slow down at the 1.272, meaning that our Fibonacci extension execution rates are slowing down, meaning that just that upward momentum isn't as high as it was before, right? We're just seeing a bit of a cool off. Now we can also accredit that to the RSI. If we do go look at our RSI real quick, one thing we can see is that we didn't get that hidden bullish divergence that we've been seeing throughout this entire run. Now let me explain what that means. So what we've been looking at recently is this hidden bullish divergence. So we set a high or a low here, sorry. Then we set a higher low off of that. Well, on our RSI, we set a low, but we set a lower low. So we had higher lows in the price, lower lows on the RSI, meaning it's hidden bullish divergence, which is a bull signal, meaning possibly a good push upwards, as we did see. Well, from there, we can see here, though, that off of this low, we set a higher low here, boom, which is great, same thing, higher lows. But then we corrected that hidden bullish divergence by setting a higher low on the RSI, meaning we didn't have that same buying pressure. We didn't have that same catalyst, that hidden bullish divergence to send the price as high as we hoped that it would. Now we also have to be aware that we are still seeing bearish divergence here. So we're setting lower highs, while setting higher highs, meaning that we're seeing the price start to cool off. We're starting to see this big move up that we're seeing slow down a little bit. And from there, since we aren't having that hidden bullish divergence on the downside to push our price back up, but we're still seeing bearish divergence on the top side to push our price back down, that could be a good sign that we may be looking at this thing cool off pretty soon, unless pretty soon here we can go ahead and just simply correct this by setting a higher high on the RSI. That's my whole goal right here. As we set a higher high here, boom, higher high, I want to see that we can correct this RSI, this bearish divergence, by going up and simply just setting that higher high. Then we still have this long-term one, but I'm more worried about this in the short term. So in the short term, my whole goal here is I'd like to see a bit of a push up to set this as a higher high, correct that bearish divergence, and that could possibly be what stops us from seeing more of a continuous retracement to the downside. So now let's talk about, just price movement itself, not the RSI, but more of the price, what we can expect, what we can see, and what are some breakout and price targets. So what we can see, of course, is that the price does seem to be rolling over a little bit, but there is still a chance that we do establish some support pretty soon here. So I'm going to talk about where we can see support get established and then what that would mean for the price. So what I'm looking at right now, again, is since we rolled off that 1.272, I think it's highly likely that we come back down to retest the 786 or hold support at our high here, which is of course going to be right around $2.58. If we do see the price come back down and start to, either work its way to about $2.53, establish support, and then clear this high, which is at right now $2.65. If we go up to 266, personally, after establishing support, so again, we come back down, establish some support on one of these levels, 253 or just 258, then clear 266. I'm expecting an extension to the 270 or possibly an extension all the way up to the 290, as we've been executing on our extensions very well, and that would also likely drag that RSI up, which would be great to cancel out that bearish divergence in which we've been seeing. So if we find support on one of those two levels and go up to clear 266, that's a great buying opportunity, and I think there could be a possible upside, a potential move up from there, from 266 to 290 of about another 8%, which is fantastic. Now, if we start to lose these levels, say we come back down and we start to retest our EMAs, definitely look to see this interaction at the 4-hour 20 as per usual. That's always our first one. So we come back down and we see if we hold it. If we hold it, say let's make this realistic. So say the 20 EMA does that. The price comes back down and we touch it. I'm not going to get too excited until we clear again, simply that 286. So in this example, you draw your swing high down to that swing low where we touch there. I'm waiting to see if we can clear that 286, which is 261. If we're able to do that, then my next price target is at that 1.272, which in this example is $2.70. So definitely look not only just for support to get established, but the clearing of that 786 off of that swing high to swing low event. And then from there, that's the buy signal there. Now, say if we start to come back down and lose that as well. So then, of course, we're going to expect to interact with our 50 and possibly even our 100 EMA on the 4-hour. So we might come back down, establish some support here on the 50 EMA on the 4-hour charts, or there's still a chance that we come down, lose that, and start to interact with the 618 to 786, which is going to be represented also by that 100 EMA as it does work its way into there. So definitely look for this interaction between these two levels. These two regions are going to be at $2.36 to $2.26, where I think we would be able to hold support. But even if we lose that, there still is that possible support holding at 217 to 204. And of course, I will update you guys as the price, if it does start to fall, I will update y'all whenever it does look like support gets held. And then of course, it's simply the same idea. We come back down and say we interact with this 100 EMA. I'm not getting excited that we're going to continue this move until we clear that 786, which in this example would be at $2.52. So it's not just about establishing support, it's about also clearing our retracement level to ensure that we'll then set that new higher high to work up to those extensions. Establishing support at this point isn't good enough, because it's still, we could see something like this, boom, 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 and then now we're operating within a triangle, symmetrical triangle, an area of consolidation, which of course is a 50-50 pretty much in any way you put it, you know what I mean? So definitely pay attention to those things, right? We can see just that our RSIs, our daily RSI, for example, is starting to get way into overbought territory. And so if we do see a more extended fall to the downside, I definitely would not be surprised. We are still seeing bearish divergence here, setting of lower highs on the RSI, but higher highs on the price. So we definitely need to watch out for that. And if we do start to roll over to some of even our daily EMAs, that would be a great healthy move, and I would honestly rather that, but I will of course keep you guys very, very up to date. So I hope you guys did enjoy today's video. Of course, if you did, you can let me know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you are new. Another congratulations to those of you who did get in on the Patreon when we made that trade at $1.05. We're up about 150%, and I can't wait to see this thing continue going. But with that being said, I will be back behind the camera tomorrow, so I can't wait to see you all then, and I'll see you all next time. Peace.